Oh shit, I left it on.
What is up, guys? My name is Wenster. Welcome back to The Average Fighter. Now, before we get on today's video, I want to give a special shout out to all those who have been supporting the channel for quite some time now. I didn't honestly think I would even get one subscriber, but it's thanks to you guys, and you guys are the reasons I do these videos, so thank you. I appreciate it. And for those who are on the wall about subbing, it's free. You might as well do it. You're right there, but if you don't, it's cool too. But thank you for the support. Make sure that you guys do hit me up on Twitter and Twitch. They are both at Evil Wenster, so make sure you follow me there because I'm streaming a lot more, so make sure you hit me up. With that being said, let's jump straight into today's video because today is a little bit different from your typical norm. Today marks one of the first kind of tutorial based videos on this channel. Today I'm going to be talking about movement. Now, I personally think this is probably one of the most important concepts in fighting games, understanding how your characters move, understanding the speed of the game. That's something that I really want to talk to you guys about today. I'm going to explain how it works, how it's implemented, and what are the pros and cons of it all across the board.
Now, dashing in Marvel's Capcom Infinite, you can do it a couple ways. You can do it in the air, you can't do it in the ground as well. Some characters have 8-way dashes, they have flight mode. Some characters don't have flight mode, so they can't do the 8-way dash. But you can dash a couple ways as well. So you got forward, and that gives you a dash, or you can go back. That also gives you a dash. Another option you can do is you can do double punches at the same time. You can do light punch and heavy punch, you get a dash. Very simple. Also, you can't do it in the air as well. You just get a flight mode and you get a dash. And you have some characters have 8-way dashes. Ultron is one set of those characters. But those are just the very basics of dashing. You can dash forward, dash up, back. It's just it's really limitless when it comes to that point. You can flight characters are probably one of the best in the game because they have abilities that grounded characters really don't. And for the most part, flight characters in Marvel games did dominate, and they do dominate because they have that ability. And you could also do the forward and back in flight mode. And you can do the punches in flight mode. You just can't do kicks. Kicks will never do. See.
Now, those are the very basic mechanics of dashing: up forward, up back. Now, some people do have trouble with it. I've always been really prone to getting my movement down before I start learning a fighting game. So I need to understand how moving works in the game before I could actually start playing it. A lot of people do have trouble. Some people can't do the forward. I know for a fact that I don't have the ability to go back on the D-pad or forward on the D-pad. Because my fingers are so big that it's hard to hit back. But also, I use the joystick, so if you're having trouble with it, give it a little bit of time, man. Rome wasn't built in a day. Just do it slowly, very slowly, and time yourself. 1 2 1 2 1 2, and you'll soon enough get it. Practicing does make perfection, and just keep at it, and you'll definitely understand the basics. And when you understand the basics, then you could go for more advanced things. Applying pressure with the movement, because that's where movement really plays the big role, is applying said pressure, or extending a combo, because some combos you need to learn how to dash in order to extend said combo. Now, the more advanced notions of moving within Marvel's Capcom, where a lot of the characters do have a wave dash. Now, wave dashing is a little difficult if you're not used to it. I know that I had a huge problem with backwards wave dashing in Marvel 3, and the same thing applies here. Not that it's difficult for me, because I could do it now. If you could do it in Marvel 3, you could definitely do it in this game. Doing a wave dash requires you to dash cancel with the crouch, so cancel your dash into a crouch, and then stand up and then do dash again, and just repeating that. So forward, down, forward, down, forward, down, forward, down, or punches down, whatever. The thing is that you have to be on the ground to do a wave dash, because you cannot do it in the air because you can't crouch cancel. Oh, let's go ahead and I'll explain a little bit further, a little bit more in detail, and give you guys some examples.
Now, wave dashing is pretty simple if you hear it, but easier said than done, as they always say. So you got a dash, right? You got a backwards dash. Dash goes so far. See how he only reaches so far? But imagine if you can cancel said dash with a crouch, right? So he goes the distance, but he's ready to do another movement right after that. So you could go dash down, and you see how far it reached. Now, obviously, this isn't the easiest thing to do. Trust me, I get it. I definitely have to practice this because it can get a little bit hard. But so you could also do a full forward down, full forward down. Now, for me, that's not the most optimal way. You can't do forward or dashes with punches, of course. Down, punch, down, punch, down, punch, down, punch, down, punch, down. Dash, down, down. If you start practicing and you really start training, you could actually get it really good. You see how fast you can make it? And you could also do the same thing backwards. You can't do wave dashing backwards. Now, that's where it gets a little bit tricky. Now, kind of mastering this took me some time to actually get it down because it's so hard. Back in Marvel 3, of course, a lot of moves, also in this game, are like a down, down, and then 2 buttons. Do a super move like Wolverine, or they always gave me like a back super. But if you could master it and keep the joystick or the pad in the right angle, you'd be able to wave dash consistently. Now, the way you can do it is back dash, or I just hold back for the most part. So just practice it. So hold back and then dash and then cancel. See? You can do it. But at the same time when you do it, so if you hold back and dash, so automatically hold down back and it'll give you like the crouching. So that way you could lift up the stick or the pad just enough so you're ready to do another one, right? And you're actually back dash, you just hold back and then dash and then hold down back automatically. It makes it a little bit easier. See, on my inputs, I'm actually holding down back. At the same time, if you do it too fast, you could get a super. And it happens. It happens a lot. It used to happen to me a lot. So make sure you just practice it and try to keep the stick in that perfect sweet spot, the bottom left-hand corner. Put it in that little socket and just kind of maneuver it like that. So that's how I do it. And then just put a dash in between there and you'll get it.
Now, one of the things when it comes to dashing is that you're not going to be holding back. That does make you prone to get hit a lot easier. So you always have to keep in mind of spacing. You know, at this point, your other fundamentals take place, like spacing, footsies, etc., etc. So you got to make sure that when you are moving smart. Because if you're just going to be dashing everywhere, trust me, I have that terrible habit of just dashing into normals. Make sure that you are aware of, their footing, making sure you understand where your opponent's at, where his normals could reach you. It just becomes a different game at that point. Just always keep that in mind. Another important role with like dashing and moving is applying pressure. Now, a lot of characters that do have flight mode, of course, can fly cancel a lot of their normals. So let's say if you're, dashing at your opponent and you're trying to mix them up, let's say you don't want to be in recovery for any of your moves, so you can flight cancel, understanding where you can dash cancel on normal and keep that pressure on even after a combo, and understanding what normal reaches the length, and again, it becomes another thing, understanding what does apply here, and what normals is safe, what normals are safe to flight cancel to apply that pressure.
So if you flight cancel with normal, a great advantage to this is you can cancel their push block. See? Bam, son. So if you do, flight cancel with normal, you can go in for more pressure. And applying these advanced tactics into your gameplay can be super devastating because you could just switch from character to character and just keep applying pressure and keeping your opponent at a standstill, making this a one-player game, if you will, and making sure that they don't have the ability to retaliate in any sort of way other than spending 2 meters to get out of the combo if you manage to put them into them. My opponent is at full advance guard. Full advance guard. You can hit him no type of way. Bam! You see, applying that ability to dash cancel more than one time in the air is super important because that just made your block streak 3 overheads, and at any point in time during those overheads, you could actually cancel into Dante for some mean hard to block blows, because we all know, there's no block blows in this game. Keep the pressure going on in between characters, and making it hard to your opponent to read what type of move he needs to block, whether it's low or high. That's what makes flight characters amazing, is you can cancel their push block if you just keep keep going forward. If they push block, you're gonna cancel it. Damn, like you didn't even move, you're still in his face. Look how far push block. See what I mean? Not every flight character is not the same. You know, you have to find your own strengths when it comes to your character. There's another great to this is that, let's say if you're getting a little overzealous, you know, you can just backdash and in the air and look how far you're full screen away from the character. And say you want to tag out safely, so you can just add a little bit of pressure and then just, you know, or if you did like an unsafe string, just flight cancel and then backdash. Literally full screen away, your character is safe. You just gotta do something safe to make sure your character doesn't die. You just can't be tagging or they're gonna punish you.
And now another thing about it though is that just because you could flight cancel in normal doesn't make it safe, because you can't block when you're in flight mode. All you can do is just kind of sit there, either apply pressure or, you know, distance yourself from your opponent. Now if your opponent has good enough reaction and is, you know, good enough of a player, they can actually knock you out and combo you. So let's say if you continue to be overzealous and continue to try to apply pressure, unsafe pressure at that, they could just either jump at you with the air to air or try to hit you just right out of your combo or your pressure. So just keep that in mind. You also have to have, when it comes to like dashing and canceling your normals, you have to make sure that there's no holes, because again, you know, your opponent could just mash out of it and get a happy birthday, and you know, there goes your game plan. It's a wax on, wax off, you know, it's a dance. You need to know when it's your opponent's turn to dance. As much as you hate it, you also have to keep that in mind. That is going to sum it up for the movement part, and understanding on how to move, how it works. Some cons, some pros. Keep in mind of your surroundings is going to be my most helpful tip. And also, practice makes perfect. You can't learn some of these strategies within a day. I mean, you can, but just making sure that you could apply them in-game is a lot easier said than done. So as long as you keep practicing, you keep at it, you'll get it down in no time. But those are the words of wisdom that I am going to leave you with. And I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. I'm working on bringing some tutorials. I want to bring a lot more other than just this movement. If you have any ideas or anything that you want to leave, anything you want to talk about, let me know in the comments below, guys. I do go through those comments and I appreciate all the support you guys give me. With that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. My name is Wenster. Thank you for checking out the channel, and I will check you guys out later.